again for joining. Today, Yogi is joined by Arianne Traverso, the creator of BizYogi. And before we jump in, I'll introduce the two of us. Of course, I'm Joe Fagan. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships for BizYogi. And here at BizYogi, we offer membership programs for yoga instructors, yoga therapists, other health and wellness disciplines. Our membership packages provide liability insurance, business and marketing tools, and resources, as well as member benefits for industry discounts for yoga professionals. Our programs provide access to group rates on dental and vision insurance and telemedicine, as well as a concierge service to find low-cost health insurance options. And since we're seeing more and more yoga instructors move their business online, of course, during this pandemic, I'll mention that our program covers not only face-to-face classes, but also live online classes and even pre-recorded videos. Remember, we're doing these webinars the first and third Wednesday of every month, so please keep joining. Please keep sharing these events with your community. And remember, if there are any topics that are of interest to you, let us know. We build these webinars around the wants and needs of the BizYogi community. And of course, this video will be posted on our blog on bizyogi.com, which is where you can also find a schedule of our upcoming webinars. Now I'd like to introduce you to our very special guest, Arianne, also known as Ari. Ari is a yogi, business consultant, and creator of BizYogi. She's also a retreat leader, specializing in creating business and life connections, brands, and taking entrepreneurs to their desired place in life and business. She's the author of the Abundant Yogi book and the owner of the Yoga Expo, which we were just talking about. She helps her clients maximize opportunities and create their dream business with digital strategies and passion. She is your go-to for all things yoga and is passionate about how we can change the world, one home, one brand, and one business at a time. And one last thing, of course, we'll be answering questions. We'll try to answer questions as we go along, and we'll also try to save 10 to 15 minutes at the end for additional Q&A. So please submit any questions that you have in the Q&A box that you see or the chat. Any questions we can't answer today, we'll do our best to get answered and send out to everyone after the event. And now I'll hand it over to Ari to kick things off. Welcome, Ari.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Joe and BizYogi. Always been amazing partnership. If you guys also go on their website and look for articles, I write a bunch of great things, anywhere from actual yoga, because I've been teaching for 15 plus years, to business. So this is a long-term relationship, and I'm so happy to offer this masterclass for you guys today. And I'm going to be sharing some slides, so please. Also, if you have a notebook, you might want to take some notes. I'm a big fan of that. And I'm going to give you guys also an opportunity to download some goodies and in order to support your growth. And I don't like to do this in full presentation mode. I like to see my slides because I like to jump around. So just giving you guys that. But today we're going to go over 3 secrets to creating an impact-driven yogi business. And like we said, without losing your soul, without feeling overwhelmed. The world has drastically changed in the last 8 months. And I know exactly that it's been 8 months because my daughter is 8 months old. I gave birth maybe 7 days before the world shut down. So it's been a really interesting year in terms of transformations. And I want to invite you guys to consider that everything in life happens for a reason. And maybe right now you are being pushed in a direction that is maybe a little bit uncomfortable, that you don't feel like you have such a grasp on, because we have built our businesses as yoga teachers and as healers in a very close contact sort of way. And now we've been forced in essence to detach ourselves from this in-person relationship to this more virtual offering. Now, I always like to say there's probably times where we'll go back to how we were used to running our businesses, and this digital part of your lives, I want you to see it as an add-on, not a full replacement of, okay? And why? It's because now we have an opportunity to step into a realm that does give us a lot of potential, right? It gives us a lot of exposure, and whether that exposure means 30 miles, further than what you were used to, or a totally different continent, know that some of the strategies that we'll be showing today that are going to be easy to apply and fairly quick can give you that extra oomph to fill your classes, to connect with other people, to give yourself a bigger profit, okay? Because we do run businesses, and businesses thrive on revenue. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So hello. So I want to ask you guys, what would a profitable, impact-driven business feel like, right? So that you're fulfilled, free, and flowing, and giving back without burning out. And I can speak from this. I owned a yoga studio for many years, a very successful, award-winning. We were like the cool studio here in Miami, and I got burned out. If you guys get my book, you'll see that that's literally how I start the book, telling you about the story where, you know, I'm like literally crying, wanting to punch my computer because I didn't know how to add, you know, do bookkeeping for 60 plus classes and a staff of 30. It wasn't in my wheelhouse. And that's when I realized that I needed to, I'm sorry, I say bad words sometimes. I need to get my shit together in terms of being a business owner, okay? If you guys, you know, see all my stuff, I do like to keep it real. So tell me if this resonates, right? You have tons of ideas, but not sure how to do them all, right? Sometimes we're multi-passionate wellness entrepreneurs. I know yoga teacher. I was a Thai massage teacher and trainer. I was a retreat leader. I also was a health coach. I was a graphic designer. I'll tell you guys about my past in a bit, but I was like the idea girl. And at some point I felt like I was so disconnected, and I didn't, you know, I was talking to one client about Thai massage and then the other client about health coaching. And I felt like I was running 4 different businesses, right? What to promote when, you know, what was my message? It was very confusing, to say the least, until I, again, created a system to organize and package things together. We'll go over that. And maybe it feels like you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle, especially in this digital world. There's a lot of moving pieces. And sometimes you feel like you're missing one, whether that's I'm missing an email list, or I'm missing a website, or I'm missing a funnel, or I'm missing a social media presence, right? I don't want you to feel you need everything, but we do want to at least know what certain things are, right? Maybe social media drives you crazy. Who here, raise your hand if social media sometimes drives you crazy, like you get sucked into the rabbit hole, or you just don't know what to post, right? And you're like, man, how do these people do it? Well, I'll tell you. And maybe you like a map to get there faster. Part of my education, I was in architecture school. So I'm all about maps and blueprints and creating easy pathways for people, okay? And I want you to imagine what your life would be like when you change more lives while making more money and being free to live life on your own terms, right? One of my last quotes on my Instagram the other day was like, you build a business to support your life. You don't build a life to support your business. This is very important, right? You can show up as a leader and as an energy-rich yogi, providing massive value to your clients and students. Because who here likes to over-deliver? I do, right? And how about when you really know how to set up your business correctly with steps to follow, brand, marketing, operations? Think, would that make a difference for you, your sanity, and your family? Okay. And this is the new beginning of possibilities for you as a yogi, as a healer, and as a light worker. And I'm very big about telling you that there are so many options out there for you to deliver your wisdom, to show off your expertise, to be the leader of your, right, success. And guess what? What's cool is that you don't need a huge following to start making money. That's a big misconception. That's a myth. Oh, I don't have 10,000 followers, or, oh, that other girl has 100,000 followers. Of course her business is successful. Let me tell you, I know a lot of these influencers, and that's not true, okay? Sometimes you need a handful of niche, curated clients that can create a 6-figure business for you. You guys see me. I don't have 10,000, 100,000 followers on any of my channels, but I've built a couple of 6-figure businesses, okay? So I want to demystify that and think how to create a simple system to create a profitable business with a handful of people, right? Even if you don't have a 10K or a huge email list. My guess is you became a teacher for the love, not for the money. But money is a part of our daily equation. You can't pay your rent with glitter, and you can't go shopping at the store with like manifestation, right? That is hard, cold cash, and it's what moves the world, unfortunately or fortunately. And my guess is you've said how much you'd love to help others, but sometimes you pay the price yourself. Okay? So who am I? Very quickly. So I'm actually Peruvian. I was born in Peru, and I grew up there until I was 9 years old. And my family moved here because there was a lot of terrorism, and I was actually, me and my brother were pretty sick kids, and there were times where there was no medicine. And, you know, my parents didn't want to live in a place where you were either going to get robbed. My dad got kidnapped when my mom was pregnant with me. So lots of insecurity. So we moved to the United States, where literally I've been able to create a life and be successful and feel supported, feel safe. I find it as a big blessing that we moved here. So you can see me. I like to say that my parents were llamas. They're not. They're wonderful people. But I'm also a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a new mom, as you guys can see here on the left-hand side. I'm a traveler. I've been to over 35 countries. And a lot of those countries are places where I've taught yoga and taught trainings and retreats. So it's been a blessing. I'm an author. You'll see the Abundant Yogi book. I literally wrote the book on the business of yoga, guys. I love animals, maybe too much. I'm creative. I'm a rebel. I'm a fighter. I'm very determined. I'm consistent. I'm fearless and compassionate. I'm also a goofball. I say it like it is, and I value life, and I very much live on the present. And you can see here the bottom right-hand picture. So my, I guess, claim to fame is that I was one of the first acro yoga teachers in the world. I did my training in 2006. It was, we were the first handful, it was 26 of us that graduated. And that opened up the doors for a lot of my travels, a lot of my, I'm gonna say, quick success in a niche, okay? Remember that word if you guys haven't heard it before. So I very quickly was able to be a very sought out after teacher by many trainings, by many, you know, I was flown out to Thailand to do a acro yoga training. So it came with a lot of benefits, and it was a beautiful experience, and it still is. I have a beautiful connection of worldwide of teachers. I'm also a speaker, so I've been invited to speak on stages of 400 or 500 women as a thought leader, chambers of commerce. And as you see here, I was a featured guest at the Women's Success Summit. So really allowed myself to show up in a different way in my career as a yogi in a niche as the expert, okay? So I want you guys to, again, take that into mind. What allowing yourself to play a little bit bigger, to think a little bit bigger, what it can do for you, but how that's impacting others. Like you see here on the top left hand, this was a talk I did for, it was about 500-600 women, and I taught them all to breathe and to stretch for 5 minutes on stage. And everybody came up to me, they're like, you know what, like nobody ever does that at conferences. I feel so good. So that was it. That was that point of connection, okay? And like I said, I've created several six-figure businesses since I began teaching. I was a studio owner. I own the Yoga Expo. Some retreats that I've led have brought me 5 figures in 1 week. Lots of teacher trainings, traveling teacher, online courses I could have added here. And it's all with fun, with community, and the magical word here is ease, okay? There was never friction. If something didn't flow, you change direction. But this is what having business knowledge in how you can work, how you can play in your business field can give you, okay? And so I have a goal. I'm here to show you what you can be, because being is first, okay? And then do. So I want you guys to consider yourselves as the CEOs of your business. And maybe in the chat, do you guys know what the role of a CEO is? Let me see, I'm gonna open up the chat. Okay, awesome. So not really. Yeah, I didn't either. Yep. Leader, setting vision, that is definitely one. Lead vision, correct. Also, it's to literally, yes, to make decisions, to manage all the moving parts. But CEOs don't always work in their business. They work on the business. They're the ones that make the shots, that, you know, the ones that, if you look at an NFL game, you know, a football game, the owner and the CEO is not on the field. They're not the coach. They're up in the little box or at home, hanging out, watching all the amazing things that they've created come to fruition. So once we understand that we work on our business, maybe in the beginning we also work in it, but this is what makes you a business owner, okay? Yes, not in the trenches, okay? And bootstrapping is always a good idea. Yes, you definitely are gonna bootstrap in the beginning, but bootstrap with strategy, okay? So we'll go into that. So once you have this big CEO, like you put on the pants or the CEO hat, there's two main pieces that are gonna create your business: your offerings and your marketing, okay? And what ties everything together is actually sales, and I don't know why it's not in there. Look at this. Look at the magic of being able to do whatever you want. Sales. Okay, so sales is what leads the growth of your revenue, but it's based on offerings and marketing, okay? Then your offerings can be online or offline, and I want you to understand that there's no overwhelm or tech gurus needed. Your marketing needs to be simple and true, and you want to make sure you keep your inner peace, okay? We'll share the slides, okay, for you guys. So if you're a yogi, a coach, a healer, manifestor, freedom fighter, light workers, you're in the right webinar. And I'm going to show you step by step. So like I said, get your journals, but I need you to make me a promise. You're going to stay focused. As I know, squirrel happens, shiny, shiny, your phone rings, you've got texts, you open up Instagram, and then I've lost you. But I want you to make sure that what you learn here, you act on it. Because if you don't act, then it's just more noise in your head. So today you're going to at least promise me that pinky promise. And know that your business success depends on it, okay? So there's this problem, right, that I talked about. You think we need all these followers, a ton of email subscriber, a super fancy website and a brand, more trainings before you can create your business. And I know that we are all training hoarders. We love to add on another training and go take another workshop, and like, we love to do that, and I'm so glad we do, because that makes us better at what we do, right? Yeah, thank you, Emily. I'm the same. Like, I buy online courses, I sign up for things all the time. The problem is that if you don't act on the trainings, if you don't step forward, then guess what? You just keep all that knowledge in your head, right? You keep becoming an expert at your field, and then nobody gets to really like see you for who you are. And if we sat here for 2 minutes and added all the hundreds and thousands of dollars we've spent on training, you might have been able to put a down payment on a house, right? That's how crazy it is. And we undervalue ourselves. We underprice ourselves. So this is a big problem, because we keep the industry in this undervalued, underpricing. So the solution is you, straight up. Your mindset, your confidence, your belief, and skill sets. And it's knowing and doing. Knowing and doing, right? Learn and apply. Learn and apply. Revise, do over. What worked? What didn't work? How can I make it better next time? And what we'll cover today, okay? 3 main things. How to become an abundant yogi. And abundant, this word, take it for what it means to you. Yes, all right, Christine, for sure. All right, abundant for you might mean owning 5 homes. Abundant for you might mean sending your kid to a private school. Abundant for you might mean taking a vacation once a year, going shopping, whatever that means for you, okay? Just let it settle, but without losing yourself online trying to become social media influencer or tech guru, okay? The one simple strategy you can implement today to elevate your business and have a lasting impact on your students again, without sacrificing your inner peace, you know, your mojo. And then how to attract high value clients that will pay you much higher fees than you are making now, even if you're not a marketer or a salesperson. I remember when I went to see Tony Robbins at a marketing event once, and he asked this question. And this is when I owned my studio. He said, what's the quickest way to make money? To make more money? And people are like, create new programs, you know, do more marketing. What do you think the answer is, guys? What's the quickest way to make more money in your business? I wish I could play the Jeopardy music. Yeah, charge more. That's it. Just raise your prices. Even if it's $1, right? That's it. Even if it's $5. So what happened after that event, I came back to the studio and I raised dollar prices by $2 each, $2 and $5. We made like $3,000 more that month by doing absolutely no more marketing, by adding nothing else to our like operations, no workshops, no more training, just raise your prices a little bit. Now that business model works on volume, right? We had a lot of people coming in through the doors. And we'll talk about pricing in a minute, but small increment for lots of volume, or maybe a big increment for less volume, okay? But what is, right? BizYogi, what is my business that I've created about? It's about abundance, it's about freedom, and it's about impact, okay? How can I make more impact? And another story, I love stories. I remember I was sitting in a different event once with a man that, you know, makes multiple 7 figures a year. And he turned to me, his name's David Gonzalez, and he's like, Ari, and I was like, yes, David. And he said, how many people do you want to affect with your work? And I just like vomited 22 million. And I like looked at myself, I was like, whoa, where'd that number come from? But I was like, you know where that number came from? Because if I can help each and every single one of you guys today work with more clients or touch more people's lives, I know I'll hit 22 million like this. I probably won't be able to do it, you know, directly, but indirectly. So I want to set up a business that leaves a legacy. Okay, so secret number 1, how to become an abundant yogi without losing yourself online, trying to become a social media influencer or tech guru. Because the last thing we need, I'm going to say this, is more people doing yoga half naked. So now that I've said that, let's go on. Align and release, okay? What are your aligned offers? Start with what you have. Literally, what, like if I were to say, open your like mind closet of knowledge and expertise, what is in there? Now, how do we package that knowledge and experience plus any other assets that you have to create good, solid, delicious offerings, okay? And we want to create a 3-tiered offering so that you have a menu of, again, delicious experiences for people, okay? 3-tiered meaning entry level, mid-level, high ticket. Now, if you focus on entry level, like, hey guys, come to my yoga classes, donation, $10, okay? Guess what happens? You're spending all your time making $10. But you need some of that. You need some of this entry level, okay? Mid-level. Now, this is where like workshops, mini trainings, little courses, it could be online, offline, right? Live or pre-recorded. This is where now you start building a little bit more of that revenue. And you'll see in a slide, but 20 people at $47, do the math real quick, that's $1,000, okay? And then your high ticket. Because in my mind, every client that I work with, I say, I'm building you the foundations and strategy for a 6-figure business. That might be 8 clients at $1,000 a month. That might be, look, you can do that with a teacher training, 3-month teacher training, $3,500 bucks, not the $1 or $200 teacher trainings that people are throwing out online, but a good, you know, sustainable teacher training. And again, look, $297 teacher training, you get 100 people, that's, you know, that's a nice chunk of money. So cover your 3 bases. Have your low, mid, and high, Okay, and high I consider anywhere from $9.97 upwards. Okay, keep it simple. Kids, you guys have all heard about keep it simple, silly, right? Stop trying to overcomplicate yourself with too much tech stuff that scares you or keeps you paralyzed. Like if you're not telling people about your programs, if you're not telling people about your your offerings, inviting them to get to know you because you're shy and doing videos on Instagram, like isn't your thing, we'll figure out another way, right? Don't feel overwhelmed by, oh, I need to do a Facebook Live or I need to do an Instagram TV or da-da-da-da-da. I mean, this is the reality that we live. We do need social media, but don't think you have to do it all, okay? So 3 things you need: a simple website or landing page, one social channel at least, okay? Like if you don't want to do Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, I pick usually 1, if not 2, but 1, and start building your email list. I don't care if that's 10 people for right now, because then it'll be 15, it'll be 50. I don't know if you guys listened to the Senate Judicial Commission yesterday. I listened to this stuff, but now there's a big controversy with the tech companies and Facebook and Twitter and censorships and all sorts of things. I don't rely on social media to run my business. I build an email list because I own that list. My Instagram could go away like this. And I have friends who've had 600,000 followers by social media because they posted one thing that violated community guidelines, account got shut down. I told you guys, I'm a rebel. I can't rely on other people, right? What do you email? I email all sorts of stuff, Nicole. Jump on my email list, but I promote, I send offers. I usually email twice a week. I'll share value, lots of content. I love creating content. So yeah, but you don't have to do all that, right? You can keep it simple. 3 parts of your business. Like I said, aligned offering, marketing, and sales. This is a trifecta of a successful business. Because if you don't know what you're selling, you're offering, right? And you don't market, then you won't have sales. Especially marketing and sales, once you have a good, irresistible product, they are, like I said, BFFs. And if you don't market, you won't have more sales. And if you don't sell, then you have no money, okay? So 1 social media channel, also 1 searchable channel. Google, YouTube, Yahoo. Have you guys Googled yourselves lately? I like to show off, hold on. Look, if I Google myself, look at this. 1 full page, all the images are me, right? All me. Whoa, I don't want to do that, okay? Look at that. YouTube, Amazon, that's my book. Holistic Chamber of Commerce, I was the president for a while. Facebook, Thrive, this is Arianna Huffington's platform, I wrote for them. The Native Influence, BizYogi, check me out, okay? Hotels, Instagram, so I own my name on the first 2-3 pages of Google. And how? By writing for people like BizYogi, by creating content, by getting shared on other people's platforms, okay? Because you want to be searchable. And not just your name, but especially if you have a local business, like let's say somebody searches Business Coach Miami, okay? And I haven't really promoted as much as I'd like. I could do some Google ads, but I could show up very easily in that way. So you want to be searchable. YouTube is also a huge platform. How to fix my toilet, where do you go? YouTube. God bless, when my baby was born, I was searching all sorts of stuff, like how to have fun with a 2-month-old, YouTube. So YouTube is very specific. And again, I'm not saying do all the things, but maybe pick 1 social, 1 searchable, and go slowly, okay? Like I said, an amazing offering, an emotive brand, and the desire. It all starts with you wanting to do it. If you don't want to do any of this stuff, that's fine. You don't have to. But if you want to have a good business, then we've got to do some other things, okay? And so my goal today and always is that you see your potential and create, again, your solid offering in your zone of genius, position yourself as the expert you are. And if you're like, Ari, I'm not an expert, I didn't write a book. You know more than your students. Keep it at that, right? You're at least 2 steps ahead of your students. Okay, if not, you would not be a teacher. And then authentic marketing that doesn't make you feel icky. Okay, number 2, the one simple strategy you can implement today to elevate your business and have a lasting impact. Again, without sacrificing inner peace. Because a lot of the times we say, oh, business, money, right? We have some stories around this. We have some patterns that have been ingrained. But it's about feeling good. It's about service. So step into that place of service and everything becomes easier. You release, right? Releasing the results into, you know, if we want to say the universe or whatever, but it makes you feel like now you're in a place where this is fun, this is exciting, and it's not worth not getting a good night's sleep over because it's about your vision. So imagine I'm that guy, David Gonzalez, and I turn to you, let's see who's here, Heather or Nicole, and I'm like, how many people do you want to affect in the world? So maybe type it in, guys. How many people do you want to affect in the world with your business, with what you do? You don't have to say 22 million. That was me, like, probably channeling some stuff. Millions, but yes, there you go. Good, 1,000, as many as I can, 10,000. That's right, okay? And you can, and at least one a day. Yes, 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 okay? So that is the vision. If you don't have that, so for example, Lexi says 1 million. So now we need to develop a strategy so that you can affect 1 million people. What does that look like? What are your daily actions? Again, who do you have to be? Eso, Puerto Rico, great. I taught there for many, many years. I love it. Okay, so if your vision is this or this or this, you map out how to get there. This is what I do with my clients, okay? I create these systems, these maps, these strategies, so that if your goal is 1 million, well, do we need to do Facebook ads? Do we need to do a YouTube video a week? Do you need to start a podcast? Do you need to do partnerships or, you know, joint ventures? Like, do you need to get booked for speaking gigs on stages with 500-600 people at a time? Okay, so your vision is what drives the strategy. Okay, so how do we create lasting impact? So your business, right? The more money and change your business makes, the larger your impact. The economy, you impact the economy with health and wellness. Like, hello, how awesome would it be if a lot more money was being made in the wellness space? Already we're at, like, I think 3 trillion in, like, everything. But, like, be part of that 3 trillion. Again, money moves things. Let's be real. Like, if you're broke, you might not be able to donate to the politician that you like. Like, my brother-in-law's a politician. He just got elected for the state house here in Florida. And what was he doing? Collecting money so that he could run his campaign. And he won. And I know he's an awesome guy, so I'm so glad, right? Opportunity. Your business generates opportunities for others. So when I had my yoga studio, I was able to employ people. How cool was that? I was able to help them reach their dreams. Okay? And as a leader, and you become a leader in your community, in your industry, again, has more impact. And all this is using impact and legacy. Okay? And the process is easy. I like, again, you guys see, I like systems, but you start with the idea. You ideate, then you create, and then you radiate. I also like to rhyme. I could have been a rapper, not, okay? But radiate is making more money. So by constantly working on these 3 pieces, we create a leveraged, sustainable business without the burnout of churn and burn. And you're not alone, okay? There is a huge world out there with resources, guides, and mentors. If you want to put the link to the abundantyogi.co No, the bizyogi.co/abundant. I'm also a big fan of getting people on my team, right? What does that mean? I outsource. I have an assistant. Yes, thank you, Adam. And, you know, like somebody asked me about bootstrapping. You can hire people to do things for you for not a lot of money. So if you guys go there, you can download or barter. I'll tell you, Loretta, I don't love to barter. And the reason is that sometimes the party that's not getting paid just doesn't do the job as quickly and as efficiently. And I'm a get things done person. I remember even for when I was writing my book, I did a barter with a friend. They never finished editing my book. So what did I have to do? End up hiring somebody to do it. And it took me, 2 more months. So I'm a big fan. Let me pay you for your work. You pay me for my work. High five. We all win. Okay. So let's talk about patterns and stories very quickly. Because again, if we're thinking about being leaders, CEOs, we're impacting, right? We're throwing all these big words around. There's a lot of limiting belief that comes with that. Oh, well, I'm not Marie Forleo. How am I going to be successful? Well, maybe you don't want to work with Marie Forleo because you probably won't work with her unless you pay her like $20,000 an hour, but you'll work with me, right? I'm much more affordable. I'm much more accessible. I totally get your industry. So, okay, I'm glad I'm not Marie Forleo. Thank God. Phew. Okay. But what stories do you tell yourself that don't serve you? What limiting beliefs are on money, success, abundance? I did this really cool exercise once where I was working with my coach, and she said, go look in the mirror and like in your eyeballs and say, I make 7 figures. And then see what all the nasty talk comes out, all the excuses why you're not there yet, why that's not doable for you. And man, the list started getting really, really long. And I had to say, whoa, where's all this stuff coming from? So I had to heal a lot of probably old wounds, belief systems. I'm not good enough. I don't know enough yet. Because I have friends who make 7 figures in this field, right? Yeah. Well, of course there's going to be other teachers that have more experience. Of course there are. Thank God, because they're your teachers. But again, what did I tell you guys? You know more than your students. That's all you need. Be 5 steps ahead of somebody. You can teach them. You don't have to be a master like, Iyengar yet. Keyword, we have a lifetime ahead of us. And if you want to be that person, you can. So keep doing your thing, okay? But look, a good business model brings 4, if not 5 figures a month, right? If you follow the steps and have a plan. And again, you have it all, by the way. You have to be fully committed. This is where the being part is. Are you committed to your success? Are you committed to doing the work? Like, I work a lot. Like, I'm not sitting here being like, oh my God, my life is so good. I run 6-figure businesses. I wake up before my daughter sometimes to answer emails. I stay up late because I also value quality time with my child. She's 8 months. She'll never be 8 months again. So I have my boundaries, but I know if I need to get things done, if I need to have these slides ready for you guys and have an awesome presentation for BizYogi, guess what? I'm going to wake up extra early and make sure they're done, right? I'm going to write the proposal for the corporate company on marketing consulting at 11 o'clock at night sometimes. Like, you got it. But I want to be successful. I want 7 figures. So I'll do the work. Okay. Showing up fully authentic with all your tools. And when I say authentic, sometimes we think we need to be all like, perfect and looking our best all the time and, hair done, makeup for us women. I haven't dyed my hair in God knows how many months, like whatever. And I'm not going to make that as an excuse. Oh my God, my hair doesn't, it's not dyed. Or like, oh my God, I'm not wearing makeup. I can't do the video. You guys see, if you follow me on social media, like I'll do a story at like 7:30 in the morning, like holding Selene, maybe with like a little puke on my shirt, but I show up because if I don't show up, I get lost in the in the noise. And I want to make sure I'm top of mind. Okay? So be imperfectly perfect and perfectly imperfect. Okay? Talk to your audience. Show up as the expert. This is where like content comes in. But follow the bold system, right? Offer. Who are you being? What offers are you putting out there? How are you living? What are your non-negotiables? And what are your daily actions? Okay. So let's talk a little bit about content, because I know the big thing. Oh, how do I do my content? I plan. Oh, wait, no, wrong slide. Sorry. Look at that magic. Okay. So I plan. I plan ahead of time. I do a little research. I now have an assistant, thank God, but I didn't before. Okay. So I say, what's my theme for the month? What's my theme for the week? What do I want to talk about? And how is that related to the thing that I'm offering? So like right now I'm in day 2 of my 3-day challenge that I run every few weeks. So my 3-day challenge has 3 main pieces of it. And for the last 3 weeks, I've been focusing on one piece of that challenge a week, promoting the challenge. Okay, that's how I run all my social media. That's how I plan my content. I have a calendar. I see where my events are, like today's the BizYogi webinar. Perfect, it aligned with my challenge. So all roads lead to these 2 events. I do my hashtag research, and we're not gonna get into that right now, but there's a whole, planning process around that. Okay, so now you guys can see that it doesn't just happen sporadically. Like I sit for at least 20 minutes every couple of weeks, plan things out, and then I use software like Later or Planoly. So I have everything created and uploaded. And, I work a lot with branding. So make sure you have something that's clean, that shows your credibility, where you can collect emails. So here you could see, I state what I do. I help you create abundance in your life and yogi business. I have a free video. This is my lead generator. Yeah, for sure, Emily. And then I have stuff that, makes me credible. And then front load with important stuff, okay? Number 3, how to attract high value clients that will pay you much higher fees than you're making now, even if you're a marketer or a salesperson. Okay, because the word here is attract. How do you attract? And my first business coach, Michelle, she said, you plant the flowers that the butterflies like. That's it. So if you have a garden, what are you planting that the butterflies like, so that butterflies come to you? You're not going around chasing butterflies like a maniac, okay? So focus on the benefits and client transformations, less about the features. Always be emotionally connected, okay? Because emotion is what sells, facts tell. So facts are features, right? And emotion is where you buy from. Oh, look, I'm buying a pair of jeans. My butt looks great. Win. I'm not like, oh, I'm buying a pair of jeans. What is it made out of? How much does it cost? No. Oh my God, my butt looks great. That's all I care about. I mean, maybe other stuff, but again, I'm real, guys. Okay. Identify your ideal client. Who is this person? Tell me like, oh, I want to work with everybody, because then your message is everywhere and you get lost in the noise. Like, how do you promote your class for kids yoga and then the same day promote your like Thai yoga massage for anybody, and then tomorrow you're going to do an arm balance workshop. Okay, we've got to be really clear what we do and who we do it for. Like I have an ideal avatar, like, so everything I do, I see her. I say her because that's who I work with mainly. Okay, yeah, you end up knowing. All right, Emily, for sure. Okay, so what are the qualities of your ideal client? What do they need and want? How can you serve them in the best way possible? Because this is all designed to make 3 results. Focus where you put your time, connect with your ideal client in a more effective way, and again, avoid the churn and burn with good sales and business strategies. So if you know who your clients are, you have a good message, you show up as the expert you are, you're consistent with your, right, with your messaging, with your email, and with your growth. Because if you're saying, okay, I have 10 students. I've had these 10, I use these numbers loosely. I've had these 10 students for the last year. Oh, but why do I have 8 now? Well, it's because you didn't increase your following. You didn't increase your fan base. Okay, so you've got to focus on maintenance and growth, same time. Okay, and if we, I talked about some figures really quickly, like how do we get to a business that generates, $1,000 if we start at that? 20 people at 47, 10 people at 97, or 2 people at 497. You can do that in a weekend or 2 weekends, right? That's not a lot of people to make $1,000. Okay? And you literally have everything you need to go take that action. Like you literally have everything. You have software out there that you can use God bless, my baby is learning how to use my iPhone. It's scary. She took a picture the other day, okay? But like we have this magical tool in our hands. You can make graphics that look good. You show up well. Go invest in a photo shoot, please, if you haven't, like a proper one, not just like taking selfies of yourself and thinking that's gonna deliver. We were talking about that in my challenge last night. Your first impression is what it's all about. So if somebody opens your website and right? That's what they're going to think of you. But if I open a website and I'm like, whoa, look at all this cool stuff. Look at her. I'm not saying you have to be doing fancy poses, right? Maybe you say things that are spot on with your message. Okay. So now we have like simple tools. Like I teach you guys how to make a website in like 3 hours. Like this, a good website with not just like, I speak Spanish, like cualquier cosa, like with anything, okay? What happens next? You have the knowledge. I'm sure you have some students, but maybe you're not leveraging the potential of those students and how they work with you. So you literally have everything you need. Now, that doesn't mean all this cannot be grown and improved and redone. Of course it can, but you don't have to wait till I have everything ready. No. I work with my clients, like, you guys hear these landing pages. I help you build a landing page in, again, an hour with good message, good sales copy, good strategy, okay? So do you guys see how all these steps in order and action can eliminate all your confusion and overwhelm, okay? And, if Adam, maybe you could put that application for a strategy session. So what do I do in strategy sessions, okay? And this is an application that I'm having you guys fill out. But we want to produce 3 results in students fast, right? In my students. Give you a plan of action to implement immediately. Shut out all the extra noise of all the things you need to do. Sets you up for success with no-brainer offers and ways you can work with your ideal clients. Thank you, Adam. And craft the right message so that you can offer your services at the price you want and deserve, okay? This is a testimonial after one call with me. Her name is Victoria, and she's in New Jersey. She's a studio owner, and she literally said, last night was amazing, an epiphany in Whole Foods about what I need to do with just one Zoom call with you. Thank you, Alana. Excited to connect, right? So can you see how strategy with support can create an ideal life in biz without the overload? Okay. And basically what you get is going to be all my years of experience. I didn't tell you guys. So before I taught yoga, like I worked in what's it called? Advertising agencies and photography. So literally you don't just get my yoga success experience. You get me working with huge brands like Betty Crocker and Old El Paso and Nature Valley, and publishing. I worked in a big publishing company as well. So this is, I know I don't look 40, but I've been in this business for a long time. This is another one of my clients. Like she had, we created a resilience series. She got 18 people to show up for the first session. That's huge. So when you fill out this application to apply for a free strategy session, remember there's only a few spots because you actually get to talk to me. You don't talk to a coach. You talk to me. And you guys know that I have a daughter. I run a couple businesses, and I also like to, you know, chill out. So my calendar is limited. So that's why I do application. So apply, and then I will contact you. But you get my eyes on your business. And these sessions are usually, you know, upwards of $700, but we get to work right away. And I want to give you guys as a gift. Okay. Again, this is after one session. She said, just booked a $320 couple massage, right? New clients found my new booking system. And you'll see that she's a massage therapist in New York, Janine. And she sent me like a money raining emoji. She said that her, like 2 clients booked her, and that basically paid for all of our work. And now she's getting more bookings. She's awesome. I'm very excited. So if all this did was get your business organized and flowing, right, would it be worth $797? This is another, who is this? Oh, this is Karen. So Karen and I, teacher, a yin yoga teacher. She's been for about 20 years. I took a hiatus, and now she's coming back. And she said, like, inspired thought today, one thing I can do related to marketing daily. And then she put her list of things to do. And she said that she felt super inspired. Because honestly, like, this is what we do. We inspire, and then we act. And we keep that vibe going. Okay? So again, right, if what we could create on this strategy session was create a digital system for you that actually set up a 6-figure business from anywhere in the world, what would it be, right? A $797. Thank you, Gigi. And then, oh, right, this is, she's a therapist. She does yoga therapy, and she is a therapist. We recreated her brand, but on our call, she reorganized her offers on her website, and she did ceremonies, and 2 people, right, from her existing list. We just put it out there. So that's the results that we can get, you know, in these sessions. So thank you guys for, you know, doing the applications. I'm super excited. And basically what we'll do is I'll show you to create a solid offering, position yourself as expert, work on authentic marketing, and make it efficient. And so make sure you click on the link, apply, secure your spot, and thank you. And follow me on social media, on my Instagram. It's ari.bizyogi. So let's do some Q&As. I feel like we had some at some point. Thank you, Brownon. Let me see.
It was great, by the way. Just want to say thank you there. There are a couple of, just a heads up, there are a couple of, or at least one question unanswered over in the Q&A section as opposed to the chat.
Yep, yep, I see it. How do you organize all your goals so you can accomplish them in a deadline without losing yourself in the meantime? It's a great question. Well, I have a coach. I myself have my own coach. And we do a weekly planning session. But before I had my coach, or the times that I don't have a coach, I sit down after like a quick little like visualization exercise, and I just grab, look at my notebook. I write things down. And then I go on a project management software that I use called Trello, and I map it out. So I work first on results. What is the result that I want? $10,000, let's say, is my result, right? 10 new people in my program, whatever. And then I say, okay, what do I need in order to do that? And then I give myself timelines. And I give myself extra time because I know I have a child, and that happens. So what apps do you feel help with making social easier? I use Canva, and I use later.com. That's it. Oh, and if I need to edit a video, I'll use, I think it's InShot. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Is it InShot? Yeah, that's my video editing app. It's InShot and iMovie. That's it. I don't have 75 different apps to do all the things because I really don't have time. Again, I said, keep it simple, right? So if you guys look at my socials, everything looks nice. Let me see, Christine. Is it too much to have 3 offerings for individuals and 2 offerings for corporate? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jill. I'm going to screenshot that. One of the best webinars I've been on recently. Thank you. Screenshot. I would definitely, yes. I don't think you need 3 offerings for individuals. Keep the 2 and 2. Like have mid and high, and then for corporate, mid and high. Yeah, that would be it. You don't need 3. Do I have an account for personal life and business, or are they merged? That's a great question. I just have 1 account. I tried to have 2 accounts. I was like, I'm gonna open an account for me and my baby and my husband. And like, again, I have a shared album with my family of like my baby's pictures, but like, I don't really need like the world seeing my like super personal life unless it relates to things that can serve you. So if I have no time, right, I have no time. This is what I like to say. I have no time. And then I tell myself, shut up, Ari, you have all the time in the world. But if that was the truth, I have no time, then why would I need 2 accounts? I would go crazy. And like, do you really care what I'm eating for lunch? Like, I don't know. I don't care what you're eating for lunch. So I'm going to put things that are relevant, things that are useful, and done. I'm very pragmatic, guys.
Advice.
Yeah. What else? Hesitant to blend my private life with your business. Yeah, you don't have to at all. And again, what's your goal? Right? Is your goal to share your personal life on socials? Probably not. Your goal is to grow your business. So grow your business. Yeah. Touche. Got you, Morgan. No worries.
I know we're kind of backing up on time here. I did see at least one other question come in that thread. Second to last. I think it was Alana who's asked some great questions. It's hard for me. I can't see her name right here. Yeah, Alana Nelson. I can throw it at you. She said, honestly, and I know this is probably a very subject or tough thing to answer, but maybe you can provide some guidance. She wrote, honestly, how long does it take to build a decent email list? Can you share some numbers around this of what's to be expected?
So this is going to be the question I throw back at you, right? What's a decent email list for you? Because for some of like my marketing, cohorts, a decent email list is 50,000 people. Joe, how big is your guys' email list?
Well, we have an email list somewhere north of 70,000 for BizYogi. We curate it very often. We make sure that it's going to folks who open up and who want to receive the information. So we keep it somewhat tailored to our audience, so a little bit smaller than
So BizYogi works their butts off to grow their email list. I know because, right, we're doing this webinar, I shared it to my list, and to grow a sizable list, there's a couple ways to do it. 1, you pay. You do some Facebook ads, you get people to opt into your lead generation, okay? 2, you do joint ventures. So like how we do, BizYogi and I do a lot. I started my business because they promoted one of my webinars. So you guys are like my #1 fans. And I'm very grateful. So that one webinar that I did in 2017 grew my list by like 400 people, right? One partnership. So I hope that answers your question. Like really there's those 2 ways, or organically, right? That's the third, that's the slowest way, but it's very effective because it's free. So how do you do that? If you're at an event, get people to write lists. If you go to networking, I talk some about this in my book. Hint, hint, go buy my book. It's pretty good. It's easy to read. So it can take as long as you want. Because let's say you say, I have $10,000 to grow my list. Well, let's throw some Facebook ads up there and just get people to opt in, opt in, opt in, opt in. But if you're like, oh, I'm just going to do it organically, you see how it's a very open-ended question, but with lots of potential answers. How can I get on your list to review my not live yet biz? Can we put that link up again, Adam? And then as a small biz, it feels like it takes a long time, but thank you, this is great. Okay, good, yeah. right? Yeah, it's 100 to 1,000 true fans. That's it. You can build a 6-figure business with 100 people. Diehard people. Yes, great. Awesome, Heather. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there's the URL, Marva. They just put it up there. Yeah, $50 a week. Think $50 for every 1,000 eyes. Yeah, that's it. If you love the transparency, if you ever work with me, I literally, like, I tell you guys exactly how I run my business. I tell you guys all the great things that work. I tell you all the things that have bombed. That's how you learn, right? It's like, oh, I made that $10,000 mistake. Won't do that again.
Well, Adi, again, I know we're kind of close on time here. First off, thank you. I think, clearly by all of the interaction we've gotten from I think this was our most well-attended webinar. So thank you for that. Thank you for being the draw that brought everybody in. And clearly by all of the engagement, all of the questions, all of the back and forth, it's been such an entertaining event, and we've gotten more engagement I think we normally get. So this has just been fantastic. Obviously a very well-received message. Again, to everybody, any questions that we didn't get to, we will do our best to get over to Ari so she can answer. We can get some clarity from her and then pass along as a post-webinar communication. But Ari, just want to say thank you so much again. What a great, energetic, fantastic webinar, wonderful message, and look forward to seeing what more we can do together, and look forward to attending that fantastic yoga expo again sometime in the future.
Yes. Thank you guys. Thank everybody that watched. And like I said, follow me, stay in contact. I do a lot of cool stuff. I'm doing another webinar next week. And if you want to be on my challenge today, just contact me. I might have a couple spots, but they're really awesome. So I'd love to have you guys.
That's great. Thank you all. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks, I think it is. Everybody take care.
Bye.
Bye.